Okay, call the March 29, 2024 Mojave County Board of Adjustments to order. We have the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody stand, please. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Chairman Price,
Present.
Board Member Letman, Board Member McNally.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Okay, call for a motion for the approval of the February 16, 2024 Board of Adjustments minutes.
So moved.
Here a second.
Second.
All those in favor indicate aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We have a request for a variance to Section 35 setbacks area requirements of the Mojave County zoning ordinance per Section 41 to allow for an approximately 8-foot front yard setback to construct an accessory structure on assessor's parcel number 228-30008 in the Fort Mojave vicinity, Mojave County, Arizona. Staff, you want to take it from here?
Item 5 is an evaluation of a request for a variance to Section 35, setbacks and area requirements of the Mojave County zoning ordinance per Section 41 to allow for an approximately 8-foot front yard setback to construct an accessory structure on assessor's parcel number 228-30008. The property is currently zoned RO, single-family residential, manufactured homes prohibited, and contains a single-family residence. There is an 8-foot public utility easement along the front property lines and along the eastern property line. There is a 4-foot public utility easement along the northern property line as well. The surrounding area consists of single-family residences and similar zoning. The terrain appears relatively flat with no significant environmental features affecting the site. The applicant requests this variance to allow for an approximately 8-foot front yard setback along the northwestern front property lines. The applicant has identified concerns about the existing lot shape and the limitations of setbacks of the subject property as reasons to require the reduction in setback requirement. The subject property is 0.16 acres, approximately 0.02 acres larger than the majority of other lots in the subdivision, but contains a more restrictive building area due to the L shape of the parcel, adjacent right-of-way, and the public utility easement to the east. The subject property is a corner lot with one roadway frontage that affects 2 property lines. The applicant states that because of the shape and the narrowness of the northerly portion of the parcel, it is very restrictive to place a structure that meets the standard 15-foot front yard setback. The 8-foot public utility easement along the eastern property line also restricts building area more than the regular 5-foot side yard setback. The proposed request will not interfere with any existing easements. Staff finds that the unique lot shape in comparison to other lots in the area appears to be a special circumstance or condition applying to this property that does not prevail on most other properties in the area. It does appear that the strict application of the regulations would result in a hardship for this property owner, and that the granting of the application allows for the preservation and enjoyment of substantial existing property rights. The granting of the application will not materially affect the health or safety of persons residing or working in the neighborhood. It does not appear that the granting of the application would be materially detrimental to the public welfare or cause injury to property or improvements in the neighborhood. It appears that substantial conformity to standards previously established in the zone will still be secured. It does not appear that detriment or injury to the neighborhood will result in the granting of this variance as applied for. On the current slide, You can see neighboring properties are smaller in square footage, but the buildable area allows for a 3-car garage. The subject property only has a 2-car garage. The current slide is a picture standing on the right-of-way on the north side of the property, looking south at the front yard. Staff has received 1 letter of opposition to this item. Staff has determined that the requested variance does comply with Section 41F of the Mojave County Zoning Ordinance and recommends approval to this request with the following conditions. This variance allows for an 8-foot front yard setback from the front property lines. The applicant shall comply with all other applicable provisions of the Mojave County Zoning Ordinance. The appropriate permits and licenses will be obtained prior to construction.
Thank you. Okay, now open the public hearing. Does the applicant wish to speak?
Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Good morning, board members. We're requesting to build this new little addition, to be able to use our property as the other properties in the neighborhood have had that opportunity. There are additional properties in the neighborhood that have built casitas on the lot as well as ours. So that's why I'm seeking approval for the setback reduction. 8 feet on both sides of the lot are a little encroaching in our area, so I ask approval for this variance.
Thank you. Any questions for the applicant? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are there any, I understand we have Mr. Eager, is it, wishes to address us. Please come forward. You have 2 minutes.
I have several concerns and talk, not only myself, but some of the other neighbors involved that I've talked to. But basically, there's no, I have no idea whether it's the 1-story or a 2-story structure. And if it's going to be of the quality that fits in with the neighborhood, or if it's going to be a metal building, or what's the issue here. I think that you have pictures of the property, and it appears to me and some of the neighbors that it's turning into a like a little business park there, with a lot of debris and stuff. And I think that the building would be just masking the possible storage of hazardous chemicals, pool chemicals, chlorine and muriatic acid, which is, they come together. In fact, it's recommended that they don't even store those together. So I don't know what Mr. Kulik is going to do, but it's I'm not willing to have chlorine gas in my neighborhood. So I am against it unless Mr. Kulik can convince me otherwise, because it would be a lot nicer not to have to look at all that debris.
Okay.
And that it?
That's your presentation. Any questions for Mr. Eager? In all fairness, I'll let the applicant come forward and address your concerns.
Is there an HOA in that neighborhood?
What's that?
Is there a homeowners association in that neighborhood?
No, there is not.
Okay. Yeah, I would say if we let the applicant come up, he could say what his plans are, and we could probably put your concerns to rest.
So, Mr. Eager, if you want to go ahead and return to your seat, and appreciate your input. Come on forward.
Morning, board members. My plan for this structure is wood structure with stucco, match the existing residence 100%. It's been designed by a local draftsman with the premise that it matches the existing residence. So it won't be a metal structure. It won't be an eyesore. It's going to be an improvement to that area. Since it is at the end of the street, basically there's not much you can do with that. It is a really bizarre shaped lot and unusual for a subdivision. Usually it's a cul-de-sac. This is a T intersection instead of a cul-de-sac. Thank you.
Thank you. Any others wishing to speak on the item? Does any board member have questions or comments? Go
I'd
ahead.
like to ask a question of our staff attorney. Could you explain a little bit what is meant by unnecessary hardship?
Yeah. Fortunately, I can't give an exact definition. It's case-by-case basis. But it would be an applicant applies for something, and by following the rules, they're to their detriment just to follow the rules, right? I mean, you got to look at why this was created, why are we doing it? And if this is just technicality, we're just doing it just to do it, to his detriment, then that would be an unnecessary hardship.
Any other questions? Okay. Call for a motion at this point.
I would have moved to approve variance request.
Here, a second.
Second.
All those in favor indicate aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion carries. We stand adjourned.